That's my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they scored! They did it!
Left, feet left.
What the hell was that?
Oh, yeah!
What the fuck are you talking about?
All right, what is up, fam? We are back for another episode of the Athlete Spotlight, being joined by this gentleman to my right here, no stranger to the combat sports world, obviously, both UFC and Bellator MMA veteran and current bare-knuckle boxing fighting championship fighter, Mr. Houston, the Assassin, Alexander Houston. Appreciate
What's up, brother?
Oh, man.
What's up, brother? How are you, man? That was a hell of an intro you had there.
Well, we try, man. I mean,
Wait, hold on. Did I hear Macho, a little bit of Macho Man in there?
That was an impression from one of our co-hosts, Mr. Frank Vespi.
I'm a fan of the Macho Man.
Man, who's your? So listen, we're all wrestling heads over here. Outside of the Macho Man, like that era, that '80s era was special, wasn't it?
Oh man, you had the Macho Man, you had the Junkyard Dog, you had the Ultimate Warrior, you had the Hulk Hogan, you had the guests because they've always had guests, Mr. T, man, come on, man, I think that might have been one of the best eras ever. Andre the Giant, man, come on, man, stop.
And then even when Hogan was crossing over to movies and they did I forget the one wrestling movie they did, and they crossed it over and had the actor who played Zeus in the movie turn around.
That was it. Yeah, he played Zeus was it Tiny?
It was Tiny. It was Tiny.
Yeah, man. The Debo, aka Debo.
Yes, sir. That was. I mean, people don't really know. That's what kind of really launched him into some of those enforcer type roles that he got himself into. It was pretty big for him.
Man, and shouts out to AJ Johnson, man, and his family. The actor from Friday, he passed a couple of days ago, man. A lot of that. I don't know if that's right because again, the movie Friday itself with Ice Cube. I don't know if it's cursed. But you got all those actors, a lot of actors in that movie.
Bernie Mac. Everyone forgets about Bernie Mac.
Again, you had Debo, you had Pops. There was a lot of people that passed from that movie.
All funny ass guys that contribute a lot to that era, and people don't even realize it.
Yeah, and contribute a lot in movies too. So that's kind of cool. But let's get we got to get to the task at hand, man. We got to talk about fighting.
Yeah, man. I mean, we'll get back into that at some other point, man. We can circle back around to that. But obviously, you're a man from the combat sports world. Let's get into it. Obviously, we'll get into my poll question real fast, and I want to see what people's thoughts are on this, and what are your thoughts on it? Obviously, obviously been away for 4 years from combat sports. You've been to the top of the mountain. You've been to everywhere in between. Do you feel like your star is going to wind up shining brighter in bare knuckle boxing, regardless of the time away? Obviously, you made quite a statement on the 10th, right there in your own backyard. I'm pretty sure, happy about getting on that card. Obviously, people are going to be. We'll get into some of the other stuff. But what are your initial thoughts? Do you feel like this is probably where you should have been if this sport was here 10 years ago? You feel you probably would have went after bare knuckle boxing more than going
sanctioned, and then for it to be in the spotlight. I think it is a great fit for me because of my strengths. Please, I have I've been conditioning my hands for years, man. Even before I even got on television, I've been I use the vice grips, and I been lifting weights all my life. So man, I've been conditioning my hands for years for this, though. And me fighting on the street, being a street fighter, man, come on, this is nothing, man.
Yeah, man, it's one of the things.
I'm sorry. Shouts out to Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, man, for the opportunities. Because when you come into Nebraska, there's no way you cannot call me.
Yeah, man, that was one of the things. As soon as I seen your name called, I'm like, oh, who's gonna die that night? But
No, I don't know about the dying part.
I mean, listen, because just meaning the fact that listen, you're very well known for your hands, and when I'm saying dying, it's like it's just kind of the metaphor, like
yeah, I get it. I get it.
When we like, and it's something I have to watch with because some of us who've been involved in the sport in some way, shape, or form, regardless of fan, media, etc., throughout the years. But like when we listen, we came up with the guys that just bleed guys in the crowd and stuff like that. Like it's kind of inbred into us. So I guess some of it because how I guess mainstream can become like some of the parts of it become rough and they get hidden, even to the part where if you go buy certain UFC DVDs where certain events have happened, they're mysteriously not on them anymore.
Well, yeah, that is interesting though. Yeah, but you're right.
Like even to the point, I forget what it was. It was like even they don't even show Tim Sylvia's broken arm anymore. I don't
know. I don't think that's a good thing and not show a fight's past. I think those are what got the UFC where they are. So why not show those old school fights where that where it was at its golden age. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And speaking of post-fight stuff, I got to ask you this stuff. There's some of either the MMA media or the MMA fan is becoming too soft anymore. People are getting upset of Anthony Smith putting Ryan Spahn in his place for talking a lot of smack, up leading to the fight and stuff like that. And a lot of people have come out and said listen, I don't have any problem with it. I didn't have any problem with it either. But here, people are even you go even far as the NFL, we can't even celebrate or have some type of bravado in a situation. Isn't that what kind of makes some of these, not just athletes, but some of these sports special and connectable?
Well, you know what? It's funny. No one says anything to Conor McGregor when he does that little swaggy walk. No one says anything to him when he does that, and that's kind of that's an NFL and a braggadocious thing. You know what I'm saying? So I guess people pick and choose who they want to bitch at. So at the end of the day, dog, we're fighters. It's about fighting, and you show your skills in the ring. You if you want to put it on that guy, that's what you have to do. You have to show it in the ring, and if the guy. Because I'm sure Anthony didn't know the guy personally, but if the guy's talking crap, hey man, I can show you better than I can tell you. And at the end of the fight, he showed it. So look, man, all the people that are out there crying about how people are doing certain things, no one. I don't see anybody complain about Conor McGregor doing a little swaggy thing or Nate Diaz doing the mean stuff he does. No one says anything about that. But if it's something,
the Diaz brothers is just who they are. But
if it's someone they don't like, if it's someone that the internet doesn't like, they'll go in on them. So hey, look, at the end of the day, we're fighters. We're not ballerina stars with ice skaters.
Listen, not only you're fighters, but you're in the act of combat. Things happen you don't necessarily intend to, and that's kind of going to lead me into this next one with your fight. Obviously, people were not happy with how things ended, and I'm going to kind of go right back to. I'm going to reiterate your last active competition was in MMA. People want to get upset about. The last milliseconds of that fight. I mean, it's not like you stood on top of him, grabbed him by his chin, and sat there and threw 5, 6 punches. It was a punch. Wait. All right, we got this.
Well, see, I'm glad we are on your show talking about this because I had to sit back and I had to watch the video and I had to think about what my mind state could have been at the time. Because again, I do come from an MMA background where we're taught to go after the guy. But here's the thing: when I initially hit my opponent, I didn't know that my opponent was going down, flat like that. I thought he would stumble away. You know what I'm saying? I thought he might have still been on his feet, stumbling away. So what my instincts was to go after him and to finish him off. So my body went forward to go finish him off. but I didn't know that he was going to end up flat like that. So I think I was still in motion to go finish him off. And I think, I think that's one thing that how I believe I can explain what, in that situation, which is instinct. That was instinct. And again,
it's
when
like
I watch
muscle memory, you can't, like, it's something you like, listen, it
yeah,
happened.
we're taught as fighters to go. I don't care who you are. You could be a boxer. You can do Muay Thai. You can, if you see someone wounded, you're taught to go after them. But again, I thought my opponent was tumbling, and so I didn't know he was falling like that. So my first initial thought was go after him. We got to finish him off, and that's that I think that's what the conclusion came up to be.
Hey man, like, listen, I get it when you have egregious things. It's just, listen, like you said, it's muscle memory. It's one of these things, like it happens. Like, and it's not like you're one of these guys who's known for it. It's not like you're one of these guys that came from MMA who was like it's like putting like Husamar Paharis in a combat super fight when you know what the outcome's going to be. Some poor guy's going to be going home in a stretcher and his knee or ankle's going to be torn to shreds. I mean we know that like it's one of those type of things. It's not like you're known for one of those situations. So it's one of those things where like I said, it was one of those things with Anthony. I don't feel it's warranted. The initial criticism, yes, yes, we have something that you're going to have to go over and correct moving forward. But to sit there and to say like it was just this crazy event that Houston was going out of control. His fight should be overturned. Like, what do you mean? It's not like it was in malice. Stop it.
I spoke to again. I spoke to my opponent after and his coach. And they realized that it was nothing that was done in malice. So as long as they were cool with it, and again, the ref at the time who was in the ring, I knew was one of the best in the world. He's one of the best refs in the world. So I'm going to go with what the ref said. I'm going to go with what my opponent, those guys said, and nothing else matters. So we're good.
It don't.
And I keep saying, at the end of the day, we're fighters.
And we all know what we sign up for at the end of the day.
Exactly. If that was me, I don't think I would have took it personal because I didn't know him that well, and he didn't know me that well, and I don't take it personal. It's us. We were at our jobs.
Now, we were talking about earlier, and you said like you have no regrets on things, the road you've taken, and things of like that. Now, is there any fights that like microcosm of moments like how we're looking at Marvel's what if, or seeing like if different things can happen in different situations? Do you have a playlist of Houston Alexander's what if moments in life?
My Marvel moments would have been with the Sandman in Denver because I got caught off guard, but I was they didn't give us a chance to even continue. That and of course I don't think too much on the Kimbo fight, but I think we could have I could have went forward, but our plan was for us to bang out with Kimbo, but he didn't. I don't think he didn't take the bait. Our bait was to keep kicking him until he ran in, and we was gonna hit him with a overhand, like how we did in this last fight, or hit him with an elbow because we knew that he dropped his hands, and he never took the bait after we kicked it. He just stood there. So, and people don't realize that even then, I don't think the judges were knowledgeable of leg kicks being strikes, not like how they are now.
Yeah.
So just think about how many times that
has changed over the time too, and we still nitpick at the judging criteria and things of that nature because it can be better across the board. Doesn't matter which state we're talking about. Everyone can get better, but athletic commissions, fighters, training camps, etc. There's so much stuff that could be still improved of the sport because people tend to forget the sport's only 20 years old.
Yeah, and again, people that's why I tell you never let it go to the judges.
Oh man,
never let it go to the judges. So hey man,
I'm sure that's something you've heard time and time again over the years. Don't let them judges break your heart, man. Don't let them go there. Don't let them go there.
And for the record, I think a lot of people, they see, the 30 something fights, but I've had over 200 fights since 2001. So and that's the thing. And still, I've got minimum damage to my face.
And that's the thing. You look at some of these guys. They got them scar tissues, man, and it's just like as soon as they get popped, it's like here comes the Chrisman mask.
I think it's happened to my hands over the years, where my hands is all rickety and raggedy. But that ended up being to my advantage in this new adventure.
Now, and that's the other thing. Like, obviously, bare knuckle. What Dave Feldman's kind of doing with bare knuckle fighting championship is awesome. You see a lot of people kind of doing other things. His brother Damon does the celebrity boxing thing. He's got Lamar Odom and Riddick Bowe fighting soon.
Yeah. And I hated to see Holyfield this past weekend. Holyfield in his prime was probably one of the best boxers, to come out of boxing. And for me to see that, with Holyfield, man, it was bad.
It's one of those things, and then you go look at like how everything was played out afterward. When you find out most of the fights weren't even real fights; they were exhibitions, so they didn't even really count on the. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, listen, if it's going to be an exhibition, just say it's going to be an exhibition. Don't lie to us.
Yeah,
we're not 5 years old. We don't need to be lied to like that. Come on, guys.
You don't need to lie to us. And the funny thing about it is, I'm not getting in anyone's ring, anyone's circle, anyone's squared circle without knowing that I'm going to have the ability to defend myself and be at a top level. That's the only reason why I've gotten to this, because I knew. I'm in pretty damn good shape for my age, and I was gonna get in there going into this the bare knuckle situation in good shape and not embarrass myself. Yeah. So anybody out there that I just happen to be in a ring with in the future, just understand I'm not getting there to play with you. I'm not gonna embarrass myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get in there to fight.
You see something like that, it's like I don't ever want that to be on my fight film. I mean, that's the way I would look at it if I'm a fighter. But like when it comes to the end, I don't want. If I'm getting to that point, someone stop me.
Yeah, and again, if I got into that point where I could no longer fight to the best of my ability, of course I'm gonna stop. But guess what? If I know that I can continue to fight at a high level, you see what I'm doing. And, so I'm gonna. And matter of fact, I feel that I can get better. So that's the scary thing about it, because again, as long as you're in shape and as long as you're about your wits and as long as you got your good reflexes still, and I think I got pretty good reflexes for an old man, and you might be in trouble.
Hey man, and it's one of those things, man. And we talk, and like, listen, it's crazy. Like, obviously you're in top form, but we've seen that. Like, obviously, we just talked about Evander Holyfield. We see things in the past. Or what happened to Tim Hague when he was just taking fights and commissions weren't really caring about his well being. So we've seen the ugly side of not only boxing, of MMA, but just combat sports in general. So like, it's one of those things. Like, and then you see some of the stuff that's going on, and you have bare knuckle going on, and then you see what Jorge Masvidal is doing with his game bred. He's bringing kind of bare knuckle MMA to the scene as well. So you're seeing all these different ventures. And now my thing is, I kind of feel like still the elephant in the room. The only thing that isn't being addressed is fighter pay. Is you guys having a real legit pension plan? You guys being, like God forbid you lose the fight, and you have a situation like what happened to Anderson Silva, what happened to Chris Weidman, where you break your leg in there, and then you're not only you have to pay your bills or whatever, but then you also have the broken leg with a deal. I think there should be something in line where, hey, you're covered, your fight camp was covered, and your injury was covered. Considering where the UFC has grown from, the time from when you were fighting, even from the time you left, that has much of they've grown, but as a company, it's just one of those things. We're still having this conversation. I get it. You where we still want to hold on to this old guys, but at some point in time, you have to understand that this doesn't just play anymore, and you have to throw it out and start all over again.
Well, brother, the way I've seen it so far, of course that's the biggest topic of today. I see any type of organization, any type of fight organization as a casino. Now, guess what? Guess what the casino wants to do? They want to keep the money. At the end of the day, who gets the money? The house. Okay? They're putting up all the money. They're doing all the promotion. They're doing all this, and they got all these fighters on their roster, man. Of course they're only going to pay out to a chosen few. And those are the people that are either promoting themselves really well or really good fighters who in turn promote themselves, who are very you can promote them.
Yeah, they either have a market they dominate, or they're just they have something that is fan hungry.
Yeah, and again, you bring up Conor McGregor as one of them. This guy has a whole country behind him. You know what I'm saying? He has a whole.
Better watch out that young kid they groom and might wind up superseding him within the next 2 years.
Yeah, so again, you have guys with whole countries behind them. So of course, they can kind of demand where they're at, but you can't. You have to understand that these organizations.
Oh no, no one.
They want to keep their money. They want to keep their money.
Well, of course they do. And I'm not sitting there telling any organization they shouldn't take a profit, or they shouldn't cover X, Y, and Z. And that's not what I'm sitting there saying. I'm just sitting there saying we us.
We're still talking about fighter pay.
Us as human beings know and see what's going on. It's time for it to be addressed. That's all we're saying.
And here's the thing.
And I'm sure some fighters would also take the addressing fighter pay on hold for an overall fighter pension for all you guys.
Well, again, the Paul brothers. The Paul brothers.
Now they're bringing a light on the things. They're bringing a light on the things.
They set themselves up. But see, here's the thing. I was mad at the Paul brothers, and I think I've said this in previous interviews. I was mad at the Paul brothers. I'm like, why are these guys? These guys are professionals. I'm like, why are they making this type of money? And here's what you have to look at with their situation. If they took out the time to work up their followers, do all these other different business ventures, and they just happen to love the sport of boxing, and if they can make money from doing it by boxing other people that are notable, why not? So you know what? I'm not mad at the young men for using their platform and bringing in their followers to bring attention to other individuals. And listen, on top of that, make money on top of that.
And listen, I'm hard on them too. There's things but there's also, like I said, we're some of them guys. We come from that old line, man. We're like, listen, how do you get to jump the line of all these other people? What's going on here?
But here's the thing, they're actually. Go ahead.
At the end of the day, he still was bringing some good to combat sports. He's bringing two things. What's going on with Amanda Serrano? I think is kind of an interesting thing.
Both of them.
Yeah. Jake and Logan are doing their thing.
Yeah.
But then you go and look. Well, now he just stole Amanda Serrano from Lou. As he's now, the Paul brothers are now her promoter, and they've guaranteed her the Kate Taylor fight, which she's been basically begging for what, the better part of 2 years.
Yeah, man.
If they do that, they put boxing in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, and again, they can do that because they have over 20 million followers. And just think, even if 5 million people or one of their followers bought a pay-per-view that they set up, that's still a shit ton of money that they generated based off their hard work. So you can't be mad at that. You can't be. I can't be mad at those guys for initiating fighter pay and having fun doing it. They happen to love boxing.
Listen,
I can't be mad at them. Can't be mad at them.
Listen, we all know this is all part of the game now. The game has completely changed over the last 5 years, 10 years, however you want to look at it. It changes on a consistent basis.
Yes, sir.
And the interesting thing is, here's the thing, where you came from now, look at the skill set of the guys that are guys and girls coming in. It's just where you guys were where you had specialists who were overall good at other things. Yeah. Now you have specialists who are good at multiple different level things while still being one of those high level athletes.
Well, let's explain it a little bit more, because when we were coming up, we had to go to this gym to get kickboxing. We had to go to this gym to get jiu-jitsu. We had to go to this gym to get Muay Thai. But see, now you can go to one gym and get it all. So I think that's the difference between our era and this era now.
And not just that, like you look at the other things, like where you see, you know, collegiate wrestling is becoming such a much bigger thing. You're seeing other forms of combat sports becoming Olympic events. Combat Sambo, like really taking off here in the United States. Like you see so many different layers to it, kind of like it's just so many different things that have helped make this thing grow as in general. And it's just you can't say it's just one thing. Like I was sitting there saying, like when the Ronda Rousey era started, like she's gonna take like combat sports and MMA to another level. When people people were saying I was crazy at the time, I'm like, listen, what she's doing, she's transcending, and she's gonna bring in a whole set of girls that aren't even in MMA right now. They're not. They still haven't hit it yet. They're still in the gyms.
And the funny thing about it, even when, you know, shouts out to Ronda, you know, bless her. But I see people who knew that, you know, the real MMA, we knew she was okay, but we knew
it was just a matter of who or when was gonna catch up with her.
So I think the UFC.
And listen, if she would have gotten rid of Tavarnian, like I think 2 or 3 fights before the Nunes fight, she might have been able to hold on a little bit longer. But it was just when that bomb was going to go off. We knew it was just eventually you would find a style. That's just the way MMA works. Somebody finds your style, somebody finds your kryptonite, and somebody's able to put it on you.
Yeah, and that's why even today it's hard to find someone who's not skilled at all the forms, because, you know, they've practiced it at one place. So it was just a matter of time, like you said, that they were going to find that kryptonite for Ronda and that kryptonite for Conor. So, you know, while it lasted was pretty good, but you know, these people are coming up right now. The guys and gals that are coming up right now are on another level, man. They're pretty good.
Pretty good is an understatement. Most of them could probably go to the Olympics and represent their countries on an Olympic level. Like I said, you just get so many athletes from so many different areas when we talk about what combat sports is. It's just like I said, man, we could be here just for an hour just talking about
exactly. And the Russians coming out of Khabib's camp. Those guys coming out of Khabib's, they're monsters.
That's what I said, man. People sleeping on Sambo, man. Like that's if you're going to be a mixed martial artist any time over the next 5 to 10 years, combat Sambo is going to be the glue that kind of keeps all that together, because it just holds on so many different aspects of it.
Yeah. I agree.
That transfers over so well. It's next level. And a lot of people were sitting there saying like you know, Olympic wrestling and, you know, jiu-jitsu, and like, listen, as much as like you look what Khabib has changed, just what Khabib has changed over the last 3 years with his where his background was, and it's just when you start to see that develop over the next 5 to 10 years, this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, man. And again, that guy is like a python. That style is a python where you can't move, man. So, and once you've mastered that, it's just hard to get it. It's hard to beat.
Like, and just imagine if he wasn't, you know, if he didn't have as many injuries and wasn't tuned into his religion as much as he was, he probably would have been. Khabib would have ascended so much faster and been so much bigger.
I think he knew where he was, and I think he's happy with himself.
Oh,
so, when you're in tune with yourself, you can be like Khabib. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now we're talking about the kryptonite and people catching up. Is anyone ever going to catch John Jones? It seems like he finds a way to slither out and get out, not like tough fights or anything like that. It's not like he finds a way to hold off on fights until he knows it's at his advantage, and then that's when he goes and gets it.
Well, you know, it's interesting because no one knows that, and whoever has this footage, and I think this would be the first time I'll say this on anyone's show, but whoever has the footage of me and John Jones, we sparred 5 rounds. I think at the UFC facility when it was this small little room, and I believe I was the only guy that I know that I had cut John over, I think, his left eye. So yeah, my style is a mixture of going inside and staying inside and not letting the person breathe. And I think it's just interesting that if whoever took that footage that day, and this is before they had cell phone footage,
That's pretty grainy too.
whoever got that footage, and if they released that footage, you would find a good way of trying to get at John. But until then, I don't know, man. He keeps people at lane.
He just I think the mixture of John's length, his Greco-Roman, and his style of striking, it makes him just super difficult. That's why I'm really interested to see what happens at heavyweight.
Yeah, I honestly think John's going to have just a little difficult time with the heavyweights because it's going to be you've seen it a couple of times when John's got hit. Where at the lighter weight, where the other person, didn't hit him hard enough. But just think, you got these bigger guys, man, who's going to hit hard. And so I don't know. They might have to catch up with John. All depends on how quick he's going to be. But if they hit him, and we'll find out how he'll respond from getting initially hit by the bigger guys.
Yeah, we'll see how that winds up playing out. Hopefully, we'll see if he's able to do that. I know this gets thrown around a lot, the GOAT talk, but you really have to consider it if he goes on a serious run at heavyweight because of the list of names he laid at waist at 205 is just.
I don't know, but with all the things that happened with John, they're on. The guy I'm looking at as being one of the better mixed martial artists in the UFC has got to be Khabib. There's no ifs, there's no ands, there's no buts, there's no outside influences, there's no outside crap. That's why
the UFC tried to push that GSP fight so bad.
Yeah, he gets an octagon, man, and he handles that business, and he's about that business. And guess what? He finishes, and he starts it, he finishes, he's out of there. So, and he's undefeated. So, what you gonna say then?
Now, what's next for you, brother? I mean, obviously, we're gonna want to get back in there. Is BKFC where you're gonna be at? Did you sign more than a fight?
Yeah, I spoke to those people and the staff, and they want me to come back. So obviously. Again, with the first fight, we got some making up to do by correcting. Right? I think we already corrected that. As soon as I got out of the circle that I believe they have, we corrected that right away because again we knew what the problem was and why I over pursued. But yeah, man, I think we're gonna stay where we're at right now, and if I'm able to compete at a high level where I'm at, man, and I don't get hurt because I haven't had any major injuries over the years. If I'm able to perform at a high level, I'm just gonna keep doing it, man. Yeah, I still have all my wits.
I definitely want to see you more. Like I said, as long as you're able to kind of, you feel where you're at, and you can kind of can keep that level. Because I mean, we're seeing it right now. Tom Brady's the defying father time. Why can't you?
Yeah, man. Tom Brady's man. Hey, and
that's
people. Hey, I'm not a Tom Brady fan, but I think I'm
not a Tom Brady fan either. I was team Joe Montana for so long, but that dude is a freaking alien.
Hey man, he is. Hey man, and we both got to cross over to the dark side because Tom Brady, he could possibly be the GOAT because you've got to have a quarterback to bring that glue together. And guess what? He just happens to be that dude. And man, and shouts out to Tom Brady, man. Hey, I wasn't a fan at first. Now I am. And guess what? When you're having fun like that, your personality comes out. And Tom's been showing us a little bit more of his personality. And that man, hey man, big ups to that guy, man. He's right now you can tell that
he's living life. Fun. You can't take it away. He's living life, man.
Man, he's living life, man. He's having fun, man. And I think that's where I'm at that point too, where I'm having fun, man. I don't have nothing to prove. And as long as I can compete at a high level, man, I enjoy doing it. I don't mind.
Any names you want to attach to anything, or just whoever comes across?
Man, I don't care. I've always had that mentality where I don't care who's in front of me, and I've always had that mentality that I don't care how big they are, because or how small they are. Hey man, we are fighters, and one thing I like about Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship is that you get the total line, and when you're not sitting on one side of the fence or one side of the cage or one side of the ring, you are in the middle, starting right there with the ref.
See, that's what I was sitting there saying about how your dark will shine so much brighter there, man, because
you can't run, you can't move. You can't run, you can't move. Yeah, you can't run, you can't move, you can't go nowhere. It's us, mano y mano.
All right. Outside of your fight that night, what was your favorite fight? What was it? Richmond's fight? What was it? Josh Burns putting it on Sam? Like, there was so many fun fight that night. Was it outside of yours? Was there one like, I got to see him fight again?
And I was, and again, I was warming up. I was getting zoned out. And the fights that I did see, man, they were all great fights. And again, and for it to be coming out of Omaha, Nebraska, we just showed everybody that we got good fighters out here, man. And from what I understand from the staff from Bare Knuckle, this is the first fight that everybody got knocked out. Everybody got knocked out in this promotion here in Omaha, man. So that's something to be proud of, man. We proud of it. No nothing. Everybody got knocked out.
It's a good problem to have. Then you can be running some of that promotional stuff y'all been working on.
Hey man, but it was kind of cool again that they came out here, did the first ever sanctioned bare knuckle fight out here, man. So I think that was a privilege for both them and us.
And obviously, like you said, you don't care who's coming next out. Like we talked about, like things of that of these nature. Is there anything? Is there any one person before you're able to kind of say this is done and over with that you need to see, or maybe there's a fight that maybe never going to happen that you wish you could get before you wind up walking away?
As I said, that would be great to see James Irving come to bare knuckle. See there, we
already got Joey D. We got Riggs. We got Riggs. Let's get James Irvin in there.
James is out there. Hey, come on, man. And who else? Anybody? You know what? Anybody I lost to, come on over and let's put these hands up and let's see that. Let's see what these are. You know what I'm saying? Let's go mano y mano. Anybody I lost to, mano y mano. Let's see what you got with these.
Definitely. There's some things in there, like obviously I've seen some things on Twitter today. People are like, "Oh, I'll never forget the Jardine fight." I'm like, I'll never forget that one either. I was like one of the first it was like one of the first few pay-per-views my brother introduced me to. Like, oh, this is good. This is gonna be fight, man. Come on, check it out. I'm like, all right, whatever. Next thing I know, like, I was like Keith Jardine. I'm like, oh, he just beat my boy. I don't want to see him. Next thing you know, you put him on roller skates. I'm like, wait a minute. Hey, there we go.
Hey man, and it's fun, man. It is still a fun. It's fun. It's funny, and it's a blessing that everyone had their moment when they started fighting. Because the backstory, real quick, is that the night before I told Dana White, "Hey, I'm gonna whoop your boy's ass," and I told this to Dana, and he said, okay, whatever. But we told him we was gonna whoop his ass, and right before we went out to the ring, and we saw the caption up, about when our opponent was talking at the time and saying, well, I shouldn't be fighting this guy, blah blah blah. And I said, okay, they think the boys from Nebraska that can't get down. So I told my coach, I said, you hand me that hat, hand me that Nebraska hat, because I didn't even have none of my Nebraska hat on. And when I put that hat on, I told the cameraman, I said, when you turn that camera on, you point that camera right at my Nebraska hat, and you before I leave out this into this ring. And next thing I know, he turned it on. I was pointing at the hat. We got to the ring, man, and the rest is history. And a friend of mine told me that it was my baby got back moment, meaning that was my one hit. That was my one hit wonder. But no one saw all the fights.
To have. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, no one had seen all the fights that got us there. the ones that when I broke ring boards and I've slammed guys 500 pounds, man. No one saw all those fights. See, and that got us there because they never, again, we didn't have YouTube back then. We didn't have any, we didn't have any of that footage. So that's why they didn't know who I was.
There's some fights lost in some old Nokia phones somewhere.
Oh man, VHS somewhere, man. But there's a promotion out of Des Moines, Iowa, man, that got a lot of the footage that we had that on VHS, man. And,
you gotta reach out to them, Houston. Be like, listen, I'm getting ready to redo my YouTube channel.
They sent me a couple of fights that I put on my Facebook page, man. But it's interesting, man. So I like I said, I wouldn't change my journey for the world, man. It's been interesting.
The journey what makes us. The journey what makes us. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Like I say to everyone, like I'm sitting there. I was made some post in some group, and someone was like, "Who gives a about this guy?" I'm like, "Why do you care?" like, do you think like you sitting there saying no one cares? Like, do we care? Do we care?
No, do we care about what you don't care about?
Like your opinion has to matter to me for you to sit there. Like when people sit there and go on these forums or whatever social media and sit there, this guy was good for 2 fights. Who cares what he has to say?
Man, but you know what? But
people do care what they have to say because
but it's interesting though, man, because the people that say that are the ones that do care. And they are the ones that are watching your show right now.
Oh, no. Or they're gonna wait till afterwards, and then they're like, you were on? Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, and
then come back in the comments.
I'm sorry, I say to those people is this. Just take the information for what it is, man. We all need to intake some type of information, and we all need to learn every day. So whether you like it or not, you learn something today.
That's what I say. Like when I always set these up. Like listen, we all have stories to tell. We all come from different aspects of life and have different perspectives on different things. This is like listen. The name it is freaking the show platform is called Agree to Disagree. Listen, we're not afraid to talk about things here. Listen, we're gonna agree on things. We're gonna disagree on things. That's part of life. People need to get used to uncomfortable conversations and being told no, that this is how I feel about it. And not getting upset about it.
Exactly, man. Hey, man, look, it's just conversation, brother. Agree to disagree. As long as you're respecting each other, who cares?
That's the problem. Mike Tyson was right. People got too comfortable with being able to disrespect you without getting punched in the face.
You're right. And they'll say all this until they get punched in the face.
No, or get leg kicked. You gotta get your autograph.
but hey man, I welcome everybody who disagree with me. I never block people who are. I
just block people for my peace of mind, not anything else. I say what I gotta say.
And guess what? Guess what you can do, brother? Just turn the internet off. When I say the internet, I mean just turn social media off. Nobody cares.
Steve just dropped.
I can turn my app off. How about that?
Steve just dropped the John. Have you ever? He said he loved you using you in the first UFC game. Have you ever had like little things? Had your buddies come over and fight? You fight as you and you beating your buddies up on the game system?
Oh my God! Hey, I'm gonna be honest, man, because I've never really. I played myself a couple of times on the game. I think my son, because he plays more video games than I do, but I've never really played myself on the game. Because I'm not a gamer like that anymore. I think the last time I really played video games was with Madden, when Madden was popular. So
it's still popular. It's kind of changed. I hear what you're saying. It's not what it used to be.
Yeah, but I'm not a bah humbug type guy to video games.
Yeah. We're not.
I'm too busy doing other shit.
You'll eventually get back into it as you get older, man.
Hey, you know what? I'm sorry. I do have a PlayStation 2 downstairs in my room, brother. I do.
He still got the 2. There you go.
And on the two, every once in a while, I'll play Predator. I got the Predator. I have Scarface, and I have The Godfather on PS2.
Oh, The Godfather. Now that's one I've definitely spent several months in a room trying to get that game done.
That's funny, man. That's funny. But hey, man, we're all part of the same situation, man. I don't see why we have so many differences when we're all doing the same things.
Listen, like it doesn't matter if I'm talking about fighters, fighters from your weight class, fighters from different weight classes. Listen, I think everyone has a very unique thing about them, and you guys
exactly.
all have stories and things of that nature. Listen, I'm gonna continue to bring your guys' voices to the masses, to the peoples here, Houston. As we get ready to wrap this thing up, what I typically do is kind of throw the proverbial microphone over you. Anyone you would like to thank, training partners, teammates. Shoot out your social media sites. Let everyone know where to connect with you. If you have any sponsors, any charities you work with, anything you got coming up, going on of that nature, the time is yours, my friend.
Hey, man. Hey, I appreciate you having me on, brother. And again, if anyone wants to follow me, they can go to any of my social media sites under Houston Alexander. I have a foundation where it's called the Houston Alexander Foundation, where I go in and teach the kids about hip hop culture. We go into schools and we teach the kids about the culture itself of hip hop. Because they get so much negative imagery, they don't know what it is. So we go in there and teach them about it. And even on my site, I also teach people how to work out, because a lot of people don't know how to work out. And I've been teaching people for free for close to 10 years. And I do public speaking. I go all these different facilities, and I talk to people about life in general. So all my sponsors, all my friends and family, and everyone, even the people that are watching us right now, we appreciate whether it's negative or whether it's positive. We appreciate you even watching us because of people like yourself. We have this platform for people to see us doing our thing. So hey, I just appreciate everyone who's followed me over the years, and I'm just glad I still got my wits about me. so thanks everyone. Check me out on all my social media sites under Houston Alexander or Houston Assassin. Check out HoustonAlexander.org. Shouts out to again my family, friends, sponsors, all the fans out there. That's it.
Definitely appreciate the time. Again, everyone, if you haven't, if you don't know who Houston is, or even if you're in the Omaha area, Nebraska area, make sure you guys are checking it into anything he's getting into. Definitely might want to link you up with my guy Adam Carricker. I have him on every so often during the NFL season. He's one of your Cornhuskers down there. Definitely should link you guys up and get you guys doing some things, because I know he's got his show. He's always doing the football over there. Maybe at least get you down in the stadium, get you pumped up to doing some Cornhuskers football, right?
Man, hey, I was down there with I was on the sidelines, and I did talk to the team during the Bill Callahan era. And I believe I forgot what Zach's last name was, because I had picked up at the time. I think Zach was like 6'7". I had picked Zach up with one arm in the room with all the players, just to prove a point that it doesn't matter how big you are. It's the heart and the skill. So it's crazy, man. I've already been down to the sidelines, and I don't think I want to go down to the sidelines until they've already proven themselves. I don't want to be a burden, brother. But we still repping the Cornhuskers up here, man. So they'll get it right under Scott Frost.
Hey man, we'll see how it goes. Listen, hey, like I'm a PSU guy. I got to keep quiet about that until they get some of that stuff situated. Man, I can't.
Oh man, and plus, I forgot to mention that, man. I've been DJing all over the place. I've been DJing just as long as I've been fighting. So if anybody out there need a DJ, I'm your guy. So.
There you go. Hit up Houston for all your motivation on there. That ain't me.
I've been doing radio. I've been doing television. I've been doing all this, man. I've been doing all this crap.
Love it. Appreciate the time, Houston. Definitely want to have you back on here again. Hopefully, we can get it, before your next fight, and we can talk a little bit more about what is or what could be this next matchup.
Hey man, and that along with other topics, man, because it's like we can get a good back and forth for like.
And like I told you, man, listen, topics, man. Hey, it's always open, man. You want to talk some football? You want to talk whatever, man? Listen, just hit the boys up and we'll get it going.
Man, you just hit me up, brother. I'm down.
Let's do it. I want to try to see if I can get you and Adam on, and we can talk. We can talk a little Cornhuskers football. Have some fun.
And my Raiders is doing good.
Oh man, is David Carr for real now? Did David Carr turn things around? What happened? Like, look,
hey man, no. I think what it was is that they all had to get together and formulate what they had to do. Man, John Gruden's a good coach, and I think what they had to do, he had to adjust to the way they were coaching. He had to adjust to the type of men they had to be around. So I think it was an adjustment for him as a coach. So I think he got it together.
Listen, I'm definitely liking what I've seen out of Gruden. I've always been a Gruden guy. Like, listen, even after he left him with the Tampa Bay, like, listen, you know, he was a Philly guy. He has that attitude that Philly fans kind of endear themselves to. So, hey, definitely cannot wait to see what John does out there with them Las Vegas Raiders. I'm sure Dane and the guys couldn't be happier with that. You just seen Buffer announce them for their home opener. That was definitely a unique moment. So listen,
and I think Vegas is going to turn out to be a good town for them.
Yeah, I think that they're not gonna have any problems anymore. You're not going to see
Raiders win, baby, win.
Hey, win baby win is definitely Al's moniker. Is definitely something you could definitely translate over to combat sports and everything else. Yes, Houston, sir. Again, it was an absolute pleasure. Definitely looking forward to have you on here again.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you, brother.
All right, man. I'm gonna wrap this one up again here on my end. Anyone else, guys? Last thing before we wrap this one up, A2D membership on here on YouTube, $9.99 a month. You're going to get all kinds of perks, shout outs, members only appearances, our weekly picks from the Money Pot podcast. Make sure you're also keeping on it because we're doing giveaways. Tommy and the boys got signed jerseys. We got some autographs. Hell, I'm also going to be hitting a lot of these fighters up over the next few months to get them sent some stuff in t-shirts, gloves, whatever. So make sure you guys are locking in for the monthly subscription on YouTube. Other than that, this is another episode of the Athlete Spotlight, and we'll catch you guys on the rebound.